So the Minnesota Vikings made a surprise roster move on Tuesday, New Year's Eve, as the balls are looking to drop, and the Vikings are getting ready to take on the New Orleans Saints on Sunday, claiming Eddie Yarbrough, Cheeseburger Eddie is his name, from the Buffalo Bills practice squad. I have some questions. We'll introduce you to the new player. So let's get into it. Also, get into you subscribing on this channel. Come along for daily Vikings takes. Also, the drums, the like is already in. Those new people find the show, etc. So, Eddie Yarbrough first. 26 years old, 6'3", 259-pound defensive end out of Wyoming. Compiled 21.5 sacks as well as 39.5 tackles for loss for the Cowboys back in the day. Was a two-time first-team All-Mountain West, including a second-team first-team second team All-Mountain West his senior season there in Laramie. Went undrafted in 2016, mainly because he doesn't have all the metrics, doesn't check all the boxes size-wise. He's a little bit like Afadio Denebo in that regard, where it's like, okay, is he an edge? Is he a linebacker? Is he inside? Whatever. But spent training camp in 2016 with the Broncos. Didn't make the roster or the practice squad, so just chilled for that season. I went to Buffalo, training camp 2017. Showed well in the preseason, made the roster for the Bills for 2 seasons, and over those 2 years compiled 22 pressures, 38 tackles, and a sack, being a rotational pass rusher. Backing up the great Jerry Hughes. He also played in the Buffalo Vikings game, which, just perfect. Yeah. It didn't end up making the roster this year, but still had practice squad eligibility and has been languishing on the Bills practice squad all season. So now, there's a couple things here. Nothing against Eddie, but this is a little bit unsettling for me timing-wise, because number one, it is odd for a playoff team to be poaching practice squad players from another team. It's just odd because you have to roster him. Coming from the practice squad, you have to put him on the 53-man roster. A corresponding move has not been announced as of right. Meow. But also, number two, edge rusher, you're replete with talent there, right? So you got Daniil, you got Everson, you got Afadi, you got Weatherly, and also you can have Hercules Matafa play edge as well. And you've been balling out. The defensive line is more than stacked. So what gives? Why now? So why are the Vikings making this move right now? So maybe it's all just like nonchalant. It's like, Rick Spielman just constantly trying to improve the roster. Maybe he just sees insane value that he couldn't pass up in Eddie Yarbrough. But also, if that was so, why not claim him at any point during the year this year? He's been chilling on the practice squad. Why not claim him week 4, week 9, week whatever, instead of as the Vikings get ready to are preparing for the most important game of the season? So why do that? And the reason I say the time of this is worrisome and a little bit suspect because, again, the Vikings don't need any edge help against the Saints unless someone got dinged up or is going to be incapacitated in some manner that we don't know about yet. And I think a lot's going to be said when they announce that corresponding roster move, who it is, as well as what's going to happen on Wednesday when that first injury report comes out, right? So is someone dinged that we didn't know about? I don't know. Plus, also, it's the holiday. It's a weird spot between Christmas and New Year's Eve, as well as the Vikings rested a bunch of players week 17, so there wasn't a lot going on there. So, with it being the holiday, with it being essentially off of a bye, the local media is a little bit checked out, as everyone is this time of year. So maybe there is something boiling underneath the surface, and something that's extremely worrisome is like, hey, we need Eddie Yarbrough for the Saints game. Is that really it? Or is it maybe because Spielman is already looking forward to the offseason, which is worrisome in its own right? All right, but either way, Eddie Yarbrough, he's an intriguing player. I would like to see him on the 90-man roster next year in Vikings training camp. Could be some competition. They could be getting ready for life without Everson and or Stephen Weatherly. But I don't know. This stinks a little bit to me. But your thoughts? I'm easily creeped out, so I don't know what it is. Your thoughts on Vikings' new defensive end cheeseburger, Eddie Yarbrough? Let us know in the comment section below. Also, subscribe Daily Vikings Takes. If you want to support the work, pull us on the Venmo. Plus, give us a follow on social media as well. But until next time, Skol, production value.